Hi, welcome to Therapy Thursdays, and we're going to talk about your ACE, your card that you pull out when something isn't working in your life. We've all had someone say, well, work on this, work on this, and work on this, and work on this, and work on this. And I don't know about you, but when I was facing my trauma, I could only focus on one card at a time. I could not do everything at once. It wasn't possible for me to do that. There was too many layers of unbelievably large cake. So we work on one card at a time. So this is the therapy tip for today. But before we start, for everybody that's new, my name is Jennifer Rose, and I am a spirituality coach. This week, we are working on our self-care plan. The program is called the Transform You. As I've stated in previous videos, I am in the you business. I am not in the team business. My focus, my goal is always on you. And I use what I had to face my trauma, to face my challenges, to recover from a total mental collapse. That's what Therapy Thursday is to help all my peeps, give them a tool that they can put in their little tool bag and use it. So let's go over the plan. I call it the 1, 2, 3. Simple, right? 1, 2, and 3. That is your ACE. So let's say a problem comes up. I'm just going to use one example. You are tired, because that was a big one for me. I always felt like I was exhausted all the time from the mental stress. So we're going to take tired as the main problem, and we're going to do the 1, 2, 3 method. So I am tired. Now you're going to bring up one thing that makes you tired. Let's say it's conversations. For me, sometimes conversations when I was recovering were very difficult. I had to literally step back from many different conversations or tell the person I need time to process because I couldn't do it. It was too exhausting for me. So that's number 1. I'm tired and conversations are the problem. Now you have number 2. You come up with 2 solutions for your problem of being tired in conversations. So these are the 2 things you do when you feel tired from a conversation. You step back and you do your breath work, like we talked about on Time Out Tuesday. And number 3 is you execute your plan. And just like we said about focusing on one card at a time, I'm not giving you the full deck because that is way too much for anybody. I don't know about you, but when I'm challenged, I can't work on multiple levels until I've gotten to that point. You start as a beginner and then you work up, and some of these systems that's in place become automatic. If you've seen my videos last week, all the challenges that came up to me, I was doing it real time. And then when I went to the retreat, that took a lot more time to go over. And I had to use the 1, 2, 3 method for me. I will give you a brief example. So I went to the retreat. I ended up leaving early because of my self-care plan that I talked about on Monday. And then I have to say, okay, here's the problem. Something was disturbing me and I left. 1, figuring out why. 2, how I process it is I write everything down and I talk to somebody. And 3, I executed my plan and I figured out what it was. That I was at the wrong place because I was not serving myself, because I was trying to use something that worked for me before, but I have a whole different approach to it now, so it just doesn't serve me anymore. So I figured it out, but I had to do the 1, first identify what the problem is, and then the one way, in that aspect of the whole situation. Two ways of how I'm going to figure it out. And 3, I'm going to execute it. So I hope these were helpful for your therapy tip. Again, working on one card at a time. And, you know, it's funny because once you work on one card at a time, it can have that effect of other things in your life that you start using the same plan with them too, automatically. But you just work on one at a time and get really good at that, if that makes sense to you. So before we finish out, I definitely want to do our gratitude cards. Don't forget our gratitude habit. Let's see which one we get today. This message, as I've said, might be for you. Gratitude is the memory of the heart. Jean Masso. Sorry if I made a mistake on the last name. I'll put it out there. I don't know if it's backwards. But interesting. Gratitude is the memory of the heart. When this happened, this retreat happened, I will always have that as not a bad memory, but a memory of how I got such deep clarity in what happened. To me, nothing is awful. To me, it's something that I need to know or I need to learn from it. And that's exactly what happened with my 1, 2, 3 plan. I hope everything I do serves you well. Again, take what you need, throw out what you don't. Blessings to all who see this. Take care. Bye.